Dr. Hovind, I love your doctoral thesis. I've torn it to pieces with house and gaffle. I can't remember when I last pissed myself laughing. It's a good thing the thesis mopped the piss off the floor.
Welcome to part 61 of this read-through and peer review of Kent Hovind's doctoral dissertation, which was published on wikileaks.org on December 9th, 2009. If you have not yet seen the previous parts in this series, then I recommend that you go back and see those first, as in this episode, I will start off exactly where I finished off in the last. In the last episode, Kent started telling us that the fact that we still have comets and meteors is evidence for a young solar system, and therefore a young Earth. He continues in this episode. Carry on, Kent. The fact that we have comets at all indicates that the Earth is still very young. No, it doesn't, Kent. Scientists that have analysed this problem have come up with the comet bank theory. Really, Kent, I think that you will find that in the UK, Comet is not a bank. It is in fact an electrical retailer. However, joking aside, please continue showing us exactly how little you know about comets. They speculate that somewhere in outer space there is a bank of comets. Every once in a while something will check some out and distribute them throughout the universe. I'm making fun of them, of course. This is not exactly what they believe. Really, Kent. Well, I'm glad we sorted that one out then. It does, of course, beg the question as to why you included it in your dissertation in the first place. Because if you know that isn't what they believe, then you can't really use it as an argument against them. At this point, I have myself tried to think of something that would be equally skull-fuckingly crazy that you might believe in. But so far, having read 90 pages of the steaming pile of horseshit that you call your doctoral dissertation, I'm finding that rather difficult at the moment. And that's not because I find dreaming up illogical and improbable fallacies difficult. No, it's because whatever batshit crazy strawman I can come up with, you already believe in a bigger one. But do go on. They say that the comets are supplied from another source. They don't know what the source is, but we keep getting comets because of this comet bank. Really, Kent, I believe that the comet bank you're referring to is the Kuiper Belt. Granted, the first Kuiper Belt objects were not discovered until 1992, a year after you submitted your doctoral dissertation. However, Gerald Kuiper did propose his theory in 1951, 40 years before your doctoral dissertation was written, and it had already been hypothesized from as early as 1930 by Frederick C. Leonard that an area outside the orbit of Neptune was populated by debris left over from the formation of the solar system. As of today, over 1,000 objects greater than 62 miles in diameter have been found in this region, and over 70,000 such objects are believed to exist. These are objects greater than 62 miles or 100 kilometers. We can presume that a great many millions, if not billions, of much smaller objects exist. And much further out we have the Oort cloud, an area nearly a light year from the Sun that is hypothesized to contain billions upon billions of comets. This is believed to be the source of virtually all long-period comets. But do go on. The very existence of short-period comets is one of the proofs of a young Earth. Not really, Kent. It's one of the proofs of the existence of the Kuiper Belt, but do go on. Another evidence that the Earth is young is fact that the Earth's spin is gradually diminishing. Yes, Kent, like the words in that last sentence. You missed the word in out. The diminishing spin is very minor. Just a second a century we are losing. 1 second per day per century is not significant in a short time frame of only a few thousand years. Well, Kent, it's just as well then that the Earth hasn't been slowing at 1 second per day per century. It's actually been slowing at 0.005 seconds per year, or about half a second per year per century. And in fact, it's presently slowing at that rate much faster than it normally would, down to the fact that the present rate of spin is in resonance mode with the back and forth motions of the ocean's waters in the ocean's basins. In past ages, when the rotation rate was faster, the resonance was much less or even non-existent, resulting in a much more gradual slowing of the rotation rate. And in fact, calculations carried out by Doctors Thwaites and Aubrey in 1982 give a day length of about 14 hours per day, about 4 billion years ago. But do carry on. If you interpret that over billions of years, however, it would mean that the Earth was spinning so fast that no life could have been possible due to the shorter days. Centrifugal force, earthquakes and high winds created. Not really, Kent. A 14-hour day isn't that absurd. Even back in 1991, astronauts on orbital platforms or in space vehicles, in a matter of minutes. The International Space Station presently orbits the Earth about every 90 minutes. And that doesn't fly off into deep space, and the astronauts aren't stuck to the ceiling. But whatever. The decline in spin of the Earth is another fact that indicates a young Earth. Yes, Kent. Only if you get your maths really badly wrong. But do go on. The Earth's magnetic field is declining. Ah, yes, Kent. This old chestnut, Dr. Thomas G. Barnes, a professor of physics at the University of Texas in El Paso, claims that the Earth's declining magnetic field is a powerful indication that the Earth is extremely young. Yes, Kent. Unfortunately, in plotting his little magnetic field strength curve back to 20,000 years ago, where he said the magnetic field strength would be impossibly high, Barnes was basing his entire work on a completely obsolete model for the interior of the Earth, and so is completely disregarded by modern science, because it's wrong. Anyway, he is considered by many to be one of the world's experts on the subject. Yes, Kent, only if you count the many as being illiterate retards. His studied opinion is that this bit of scientific data would limit the Earth's age to less than 25,000 years. Yes, Kent, and Barnes was a creationist, and he started out with the preconceived notion that the Earth was only 6,000 years old.